Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And I am here to do my rant of 60 Days In, Season 8, Episode 10, and I have renamed it King Jamil. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that everybody needs.
You can make this up. Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. If this is your first time here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Y'all, it seems that the program at Pitt County Jail is coming to an end. And boy, what an end it has been. There's been stuff going on all over the place, downtown to the Pitt County Jail. Some people were happy, some people not so much. But we're going to go through it one step at a time. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. For all of you all who don't know, I have reached out to the cast members of this season of 60 Days In. And so if you are a member of Auntie's Advice, hopefully we'll be scheduling those very, very soon. But if you're not a member, I will be releasing them after we do them live in the membership so that everybody can enjoy it. Okay, I usually do not do that. But since so many of you all have come out and watched the show, with this being my first time doing it, I thought that that is the least that I can do. The live interviews will be behind the paywall. And again, I will be releasing them. Hopefully A&E will allow them to interview with me. I have reached out and gotten confirmations. So fingers crossed, everybody, that we'll have an opportunity to talk to them after, of course, the season ends. And I am excited about that. So y'all get excited as well. So without further ado, let's get into the rant of 60 Days In Season 8, Episode 10. So I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can bring up these characters. So downtown to the women's jail, right? We saw the aftermath of what was going on. Now, as we all know, Kendra is in a cell. Her and her cellmate have been telling the guards for several days that there was some cocaine downtown in Charlotte's room. Okay, I mean Caroline's room. And so they weren't doing anything about it, but they stayed persistent in this. Plus, the girl, I think her name was Nikki. Y'all let me know. Let me go back to the chat. Y'all let me know if the girl's name is Nikki. She done made the block hot. She geeking out so much for it that she has absolutely made the block hot. Like, first of all, when Caroline was selling her or giving her the stuff, right? I don't know if she's selling it or what she's doing. She came in there and Sarah came into the room because everybody's suspicious of her anyway. And the word down to the curb was that, she had the good. So she goes in there, with her little oodles or noodles or whatever she was eating. And she geeking out, and she found out there wasn't nothing in her, in her toilet paper. So she keep going down there to Caroline room. Caroline searching, and here come nosy ass Sarah in the room and everything, But of course, Sarah saying, this girl ain't wrong. But you know what? I had an issue with Sarah because it seemed like Sarah, it was quick for Sarah to blame or to label the black girls, even though girlfriend I made it. Oh, okay, Smiley. Thank you, y'all. Smiley. Even though Smiley did make the block hot, it's quick for her to believe that these black girls, maybe I'm twisted, but she will not believe that there's something going on with Caroline or Heather. Why, Sarah? Why? And I'm going to ask the question straight up and down. Why were you quick to believe that so Smiley in the room, Smiley got the block blowing up. She ain't in Caroline room for nothing. You will believe that Smiley has something, but you don't want to believe that Caroline and your girl Heather are doing coke. Heather was up in there with Smiley snorting it. But you can believe that Smiley is geeking, but because Heather is calm and lied to your face, you can't believe. Like I'm trying to tell you, I had an attitude about it. Y'all know I ain't really particularly like Sarah this season. She going out with a bang buster with Auntie, because I'm telling you right now, I just was like, why is it that y'all can sit around these black girls, y'all can get y'all hair cornrowed and braided and all that kind of stuff, but then when it come down to some going on, you don't want no parts of being around Smiley when Heather is the one that straight up snorted it, basically. Maybe it's me not giving Sarah the benefit of the doubt because I don't really care too much for her, but I just peeped that. And I know if I was in there, I would have peeped that. And you a nosy bitch, and you need to mind your business. Smiley didn't tell you nothing wrong. So for all of y'all who don't watch the show, but you do watch my review, this girl Caroline came in there. They said that Caroline had coke that she had hid up in her cervix. Okay? Now, it wasn't no coke in the jail prior to Caroline coming in there. Now, they was, taking each other pills or their own pills, smashing and dashing and snorting it up in their nose. But since Caroline came in there, evidently the rumor is true, she done brought some coke in there. They saw powder downtown on the floor. They told 2 of the guards, and they didn't do anything about it. But Kendra, okay, let me bring Kendra up. I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. Kendra and her roommate are persistent with the guard. So they told another guard, because they came in, they had everybody, cough and squat and cough. And the way that they did it was, one room at a time. So this time they told the right guard, and she was like, all right, then all right. So she must have went and told somebody. So the next thing you know, they come back up in their camp, and they got Sarah. They had Sarah and Caroline leave out the room. So they got to leave out the room. They take these dogs in, and the dogs are sniffing, through the room and all that kind of stuff, right? And so while the dogs are sniffing, through the room, they got both of them squatting. So Caroline gets handcuffs. So does Sarah. Sarah is concerned because she like, I ain't had no drugs on me. But here's the thing. Everybody told you, okay? Everybody on the block then told you that Caroline got drugs in there. But no, no, no. You don't want to believe that. So now you set up. So they both get handcuffed. They let Sarah come back in, but Caroline ain't came back yet. But Caroline is coming back on the block. She just ain't there yet. I don't even know if they found anything, but I think that eventually they are, right? So they out in the block and everything, and everybody talking and wooty wooty woo. They going through what they going through, and now Heather is sitting over there getting her hair braided. So while Heather is getting her hair braided, here comes Smiley. Smiley is up in her face and everything, and Smiley is like, okay, fussing back and forth, with Heather about whatever they fussing back and forth about. And nosy ass Sarah, who's sitting at a whole different table, who done just got, hung up with her roommate, is like, what's going on? What was said? What was so? Smiley was like, mind your fucking business. Stay over there. Every time I say something out my mouth, you got something to say about it. Shut the fuck up, right? Mind your business. And so Sarah's like, no, that's my girl. Heather's my girl. Heather ain't your girl. Heather's a crackhead. She's a drug addict. And she's been wanting to do drugs. She just ain't had nothing available to her. But now that it's available to her, she's doing drugs, Sarah. She told you when she first came up in there, she could not wait to get up out that month, okay? She couldn't wait. You got her up in a little program, and I bet you they drug test her ass is coming up positive. But she always in everybody's business and stuff like that. So Smiley's been going around the jail. She been recruiting the squad, right? She getting the squad down. She getting her soldiers in place because they about to tear Sarah's ass up. And so now Smiley then got the word out on the curb and made Sarah hot by saying that she thinks that Sarah is a police officer. She thinks she a cop. That's what the fuck she get. Because she is in everybody's business. She bring too much attention to herself. She ain't nothing but the female version of Jamil. She did since she been in there. And I can't wait to go and see what she gonna say to Sheriff Dance when she sit there. What the fuck is she gonna say? She been sleeping on the job. She don't even know the girl that's underneath the bunk from her is selling drugs about that. Okay? She don't even know. Dumb tail Sal. So in the meantime and in between time, Nadira, it's time for her to roll out. So she rolls out like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And of course, y'all know she's the one that want to open up the hot dog stand and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so, it's time for her to go. She had already said she was getting ready to go. And so she, rolls up. And she's told the CO, she was like, if you get a chance, can you get this envelope to Kendra? So she was like, yeah. So, she rolled out and she was like, she cool and everything. And when Kendra had given her story about why she in there, what her papers was, she didn't believe it from the giddy up. So she told her, you real cool. I fucks with you and everything, even though you a cop. Even though you a cop, I need to have a positive type woman in my life like that. And so Kendra, she thought it was cool that she would say something like that, right? But she had already been in there long enough to peep game, right? So even though Kendra wasn't a cop, she was part of the 60-day in program. Then we got our girl Brittany back up in the room. Okay. Sorry, y'all. So, she back up in the room and she said Jack to, what's her daggone name? Candace. She said nothing to her because y'all know Candace had got hung up with her pills and everything and got suspended and had Brittany locked in the room and then locked out of the room. So, she was like, you mad at me? And she was like, I mean, I had told you that I wasn't gonna say nothing, and you popped off and everything, and I ain't got time for no pop off ass bitch, right? Y'all can hear the street coming out me, right? She was like, I ain't got time for that, right? And so, she was like, I ain't got no reason to be mad at you. I told you I wasn't gonna say nothing about it. So, of course, Candace want her, to be her boo thing and all of that all over again. And, basically Brittany is done with it. Now, oh God, I can't tell y'all. Oh my God, I can't tell y'all. I can't tell y'all. Okay, all right. So keep it pushing, Auntie. Keep it pushing. Go to the male side before you get out here and start snitching. Orion, at first I thought that Orion had came in and he was the beast and everything. But when you really think about it, Orion ain't do nothing. I mean, I'm just saying in a big ass uh, um grand in the grand theme scheme scene whatever. When you look at the whole picture, Orion ain't do nothing but really encourage one dude. The dude that he was supposed to be with Jacob, he gave up on Jacob as soon as Jacob didn't fly by his rules. Orion, in my opinion, is one of those type of people. If either you do it his way or he, thank you, scheme. I kept trying to think of what the damn, thank you, Elle. Thank you, Sage. Thank you, Charlotte. He's one of those that if you don't do it his way, he don't fuck with you no more. He basically said that when he was talking about, them being Muslim and praying and all of that kind of stuff. He's a judgmental son of a what. He judges people, in my opinion. Now, he can come on here and clear it up. You can clear it up, Orion, but I'm telling you from what I'm seeing, you have zero to no tolerance for people's stuff. You saying you making a big divide between the old heads and the young heads. Titus 2 say that the older people are to teach the younger people. So the patience gotta come from somewhere else. No, you don't gotta tolerate Jacob's bullshit, but you ain't gotta give up on him and throw him away. Because people are not disposable. But for him, it is. And see, he feel like Jacob foolish, and he is, because he's young, like you said. But he still needs to have that guidance from you. And you ain't got to be around him all the time. But he still needed that from you if that was your job, because you're not going to have people who going to always be pliable, who going to always follow your rules, letter to letter, precept upon precept, line upon line. So he just felt like Jacob was a knucklehead, and he is. But you gotta use a different worm on that hook. That may not be a fish that you could catch with a worm, but it may be a fish that you could catch with a piece of chicken. And Orion didn't really have the patience. After a while, he was, from what I saw, he was just laying around. Like he really was just laying around and buying his time out. Now, they brought them in here because the previous people tapped out 90 seconds a day in 5 minutes, and they tapped out. So they ended up bringing in 2 new people, which was Kendra and Orion. But when I looked at Orion, I just was like, he really did not do that much. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section if I'm wrong, because y'all silent as hell in the comments. Maybe I'm wrong. But people are just not throwaways. They not. And he threw Jacob away. And every other young boy. Now, we got Jamil, who just found out that Drip is in his cell. Drip has now been transferred to B4. So, of course, Jamil is like, God damn, I can't sit up here with a woman's magazine with my washcloth on the top of my head, with my hand ready to. Because I'm telling you, on last episode, I ain't addressed it then, but I'm addressing now. Before Drip came in there, it looked like Jamil was about to do something up underneath them sheets, if you know what I mean. Oh, it looked like he was getting ready to go to town. So when Drip came in there, it messed him up. He didn't want to see the pictures no more. Y'all know what I'm saying. He didn't want to see that no more. And he had this talent show going at this the wrong time. So when Drip came in, he went over to Drip because he's scared. He went over to Drip and he was like, Drip, I'm having this talent show. Do you want to be a part of it? So Drip was like, yeah, I want you to be a judge. Because he knew he couldn't get him to tap dance. He knew he couldn't get him to sing. He knew he couldn't. Drip ain't that type of. Once they did the little talent show, Orion was like, I ain't doing that because the average man that's in here that's serious gonna be like, why the fuck would I do a talent show and I'm serving time? It's the same reason why some of them go to church services. It's the same reason why you pray. Again, Orion's mind, in my opinion, if this don't make sense to him, then throw it in the trash. But there are other people who use programs and other things, Orion, to. Now, for Jamil to think. So they did the talent show and everything. He did a little poem to before. Before I was in here, I was this before, and before I'ma have more women when I get out of here. And they trying to put us in the grave, and that's why this is called Pit. Okay, it was a little clever. Had a little rhyme and a reason to it. But Jamil ain't. He ain't. He never came in that jail with a vision. Only thing he said was, I'ma survive. And that's what he did. If it wasn't for A&E producers moving him out, he would have got his ass handed to him down there in B1. They moved him out of there for his own safety and because they thought that it would inspire him to start doing something. This bitch still didn't do anything because the talent show wasn't even his fucking idea. Let's just go ahead on and be honest about the damn thing. Shall we? Yes, we shall. That wasn't even his idea. That was a little seed that somebody dropped. And then he decided to do a talent show. He ain't come up in that mother caring about nobody's talent but his own. He sat there every day and was drawing and all of that kind of stuff. And maybe some people, liked his stuff, but they wasn't inspired to draw. I ain't see no bitches ordering crayons or chalk or nothing like that. The fuck? He didn't come in there with a vision or a dream or a goal. He came in there to survive, to keep his hand on the car until the end of the night. He wanted to be the last month with his hand on the car so he could win it at the end of the day. He didn't do nothing. Nothing. So he got some people to sing. Okay. But what did that encourage them to do? I'll wait. I'm not saying it wasn't a bad thing. It was a bad thing, or that it did not serve its purpose for the moment. But then who's going to carry on the dream of the talent show? Who's going to start writing producers and different people and trying to get it like, man, fuck out of here. So at this point, it's roll call. It's 60 days. It's time for them to roll. So Brittany is out of the house. They called Brittany's name. Brittany is out. Brittany is in the car and she's sad. She said she thought that she would be happy coming up out of there, but she was sad. She said that the people that are in these prisons, or at least the ones she was in, are not bad people. I hear what Brittany's saying, but some of them is bad because they kill people, they do all kinds of stuff. And maybe she has a different perspective based on the women that were in there. But for me, there are bad people in jail, and that's why they made their mother. Brittany got back to the hotel. She washed her locks and all of that kind of stuff. Because at first I thought she had twists, but those are actually locks. She went to the hotel. I said, girl, you was tearing that Bojangles up. She got real food and she's ready to talk to Sheriff Dance about it. Kendra is out. Kendra wants to talk to Sheriff Dance about her stuff. When she left, she said she left Kendra behind. She left her behind with every step that she took. Orion is dismissed. He walks out. He's got his mission and things he wants to talk to Sheriff Dance about, and so does Jamil. Everybody is out but Sarah. Sarah is still in there, and I was wondering why, because she was the first one in there. She was like one of the first ones in. She should have left out before Kendra. So I'm thinking, well, no, because I can't even say that they added it that way because Kendra was indeed gone. But I think that they left Sarah in there because of the controversy that was going on. They finally was getting some. So we're going to talk about what they said. So Orion began to talk about what was going on. So it was Sheriff Dance and her deputy. He sat down with them and he told them about the drug issues and stuff like that that's going on, and how these guys are signing up for these programs in order to get the drugs, and they're selling half of it, using half of it, etc. Sheriff Dance was like, I'm not surprised by this. Her whole body language, and I might be wrong, and I swear I hope I'm wrong, was basically, I don't give a fuck. You ain't told me nothing that I don't already know. Thank you for your 60 days in, but bitch, you out, you done. I did not feel like Sheriff Dance with any of them valued what they did. Now, Jamil, she shouldn't have, but I didn't feel like she valued anything. Everything somebody said, she had something to come back with. She had to come back. And I'm saying, take the information and say thank you when they leave out the room. Tell your deputy, we already know that. But to dismiss them and discount their experience and what they're trying to say, this was a waste of time. If they don't implement the stuff that he said, she said, I'm not surprised, but you had the purpose. One of the purposes for Sheriff Dance doing this is because she's had overdoses in her jail. Jamil is, when he got in the car, when he got released, he said that ain't nothing but a dope house. And I must say, he is absolutely correct. It ain't nothing but a bunch of junkies in jail or in that jail. And they're feeding the need. They don't need to have a drug dealer because the prison appears to be he's talking about mental health and about a mentorship program. He said that he had talked to them about trucking and having a trucking business and all of that kind of stuff. And she was like, yeah, we just been talking to one of the college, take time. Kendra told her the mental illness is too much. The drugs, we told your COs 3 days in a month in row that there was cocaine in the jail. They did nothing. It did not happen. Nothing happened until the third guard. Somebody gave a damn about it. But by then, the drugs is out. They're out. She talked about how they came in and did the raid. She said everybody should come out. It looked like they have put that in, right? But she was telling her about even when they came in with the drugs and how, trying to find out where the drugs were and how they handled it. She said, thank you for your information. She's so stiff. Can you imagine a man like trying to be romantic with Sheriff Dance, and Sheriff Dance is going, okay, nah, I've seen that move before. Come on, Sheriff. Come on, Sheriff. Brittany tells her that they need to do something about the mental illness. At least the nurse and one of the prison guards is trying to talk to the little girl, Kayla. Kayla said, give me a moving treadmill or something so I can run around. Kayla barely gets a shower, anything. Brittany brought this stuff up, and she said it's not the prison's job to handle mental illness. It's not our job to do therapy or any of that. So then why have programs? Why have anything? She said the mental facilities are overcrowded, and so they sending them to jail. But it ain't their fucking job. What do you mean? So you just let them be in turtle suits? Brittany was like, she's so defensive. Oh, God. I can't wait to talk to these people. She said she's so defensive. Nothing Brittany really said did she give a damn about. In my opinion, she came off that way. And I might be fucking wrong. I don't think so. Thank you so much, Buddha 1000 for the $5 super chat. At the end of the mission Jamil was giving, he needed 3 hots and a cot. Okay. Okay. I just was like, what is going on? Then we got Jamil. Jamil, who didn't do anything but show us how to balance a washcloth on his motherfucking head. Jamil comes and says that when he came in, his job was to inspire. He didn't know how he was going to do it, but he knew he was going to do it. So 2 days before this motherfucker goes out, he does a talent show. He said, I inspired not one person, but 2. And then I inspired not only one person, 2 people, but 3. And then I inspired 4 people. Then I inspired 6 people, bitch. Not only did I inspire 6 people, but I inspired 7 people. I inspired my whole mother and pod. Except for Orion. He said he inspired his whole pod. He said, you want to know how I did it? I single-handedly did that shit. Nobody participated. Nobody helped me set it up. Nobody did nothing. I did that shit single-handedly. You know how I did it? So Sheriff Dance was like, yeah, tell me. He said I had a talent show. Bitch, Sheriff Dance was like, bitch, she was struggling like I don't know what to keep her. She's and the dude, the sheriff, the deputy was like, he said I had a talent show, and I gave an inspirational on a mountaintop speech, and they all rallied behind me and encouraged me. And so I'm asking you, Sheriff Dance, what are you going to do? And what are you going to do? And what are you going to do? What are you going to do to make a difference? She's like, are you saying? She said, are you saying? She said, are you saying have talent shows? He said, no, you can't duplicate what I did. My shit was original. You can't duplicate what I did. Find your own niche. Find your own shit to do. But don't think that you're going to come up in here and take my idea of having a talent show. What can you bring to the table, Sheriff Dance? And matter of fact, just because you said that, you a small-minded ass bitch. Sheriff Dance was like, he was absolutely useless. Useless. He said, you get your own stuff. I'm the G around here. I'm the talent show. I said, bitch, what are you doing? This was the first time I agreed with Sheriff Dance. She said, what the f is he talking about? And he done inspired his whole pod. No, he did not. Because there was a lot of men who did not participate. And oh, by the way, Jacob ended up getting his ass whooped. Now, he was handling dude. Dude caught him from the back. But Jacob and the dude was trying to take it to the showers. Dude bust him in the back of his head. Because Jacob was walking around there telling everybody he was a bouncer. But I must say, slippery or not, bitch, socks or not, Jacob was holding his own. The dude got the best of him in the back. But I'm telling you right now, he was handling his own. And they broke that up because they knew when Jacob ended up getting dude by his dreadlocks, the game was about to be over. Because I'm going to tell you right now, me looking at the fight, I thought Jacob won. You going to do a sneak move and bust somebody in the back of the head? That means you a bitch anyway. Anyway, back to Jamil. Jamil is delusional because y'all know what? When Jamil got out of there, he said, I made it. I did the 60 days. I never had any attention. I let my hand off of that car. He doesn't even realize that they moved him for his fucking safety. He don't even realize that that drip was about to drip drop his ass. He was about to make a whole puddle out of this mother. Oh yeah. I believe he was about to make a whole puddle out of him. And they moved him. And he thinks that a talent show is going to make someone in that jail change their mind with all that drugs and crap going on. Fuck out of here. Y'all, this is the end of my review. Thank y'all so much for going on this ride with me with 60 Days In. I was out there looking at a forum and they said that this was the weakest season yet. So that means we got to go back. That means we got to go back 60 days in. We got to go back and see if you know of any of the episodes that you think will be worth us going back or seasons that will be worth us going back. Let me know in the comment section, not in the live, but in the comment section so that I can pull them up, drop it into an Excel spreadsheet, and we can go back. If y'all think it's something that y'all will want to continue to see over and over again. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you so much, Buddha 1000, for the super chat. I love y'all so much. And until we meet again, y'all please be safe out there in those streets. Bye, y'all.